What's up, everybody? It's that time again. It's Wednesday at 2 o'clock. It's time for the Sports Minion Radio Show. Happy to have everybody with me today. D to the J with the roll away. I come your way every Wednesday at 2 o'clock for the Sports Minion Radio Show. Like to welcome everybody with me right now. Got a pool to drink out because my mouth is already dry. As guys are coming in, I have a lot of things to cover today, so we're going to get right to it. Hey, Nikki, thank you for joining me, sweetheart. Welcome. I got a lot of stories to cover. Got a great CP issue for you guys today. I don't want to call it an issue, really, but I want to this is something that has been on my heart for a while that I wanted to do. So let's kick it off real quick. We want to mention that the Cerebral Palsy Conference is coming up in March. You guys get ready. It's going to be on the 24th. Going to have more details on that as it comes out. Y'all mark your calendar. It's going to be an all-day event. Going to be a great event. And it's by Kelly's Choice. You guys go and contact Miss Edwina Wilson at kellyschoice.org. You can also contact her at Kelly R. Smith to find out more information on that. So y'all be ready for the conference because it's going to be a good one. I'm going to be in my suit and tie because I'm going to be speaking. It's going to be wonderful. I had the pleasure of doing this last year, and we're going to do it again. So I'm very happy about that. Now, I've got to cover a sports story real quick because the world is talking about this. Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Now, this fight, if you remember, when I said this fight was scheduled, okay, I said that Tyson Fury is a much better fighter than Deontay Wilder. Okay, the first fight they had was a draw. I don't agree with that decision, but it is what it is. The second fight was not a draw. Okay, here's the problem that I have. Deontay Wilder was dominated the entire fight, and I don't mean dominated a little bit. I mean 3 knockdowns between rounds 1 and round 7. He was cut, he was beaten, he was bludgeoned. Now, I will say, Deontay had some good moments in the fight, and he's a strong fighter, but he's not Tyson Fury. And I said, I don't mind at all, sweetheart. It was perfectly fine. You can inbox me anytime you want. I look at this fight and I say, okay, what bothers me is when Wilder lost, okay, his corner threw in the towel. Wilder lost because it was a TKO in the 7th round because his corner threw in the towel. Now, the corner is watching out for you. If they see you struggle and you're undefeated as a fighter and they see you about to go, they're going to throw in the towel. And I think they did a smart thing because you lived to fight another day because he was wailing on you. You were being massacred by Fury. And then you're going to turn around and yell at your corner and get mad at your corner and be held back because you lost the fight. Now, that's one thing that I don't like about it. What really irritates me about this whole situation is Deontay Wilder went on ESPN and said that the 40-pound costume that he wore to the ring for his entrance, he had it on for 15 minutes, and then he put on the helmet, and that weakened his legs, and the game changed. Okay, here's the thing. ESPN said it. This was documented. According to the reports, he had the costume on the night before. And now, all of a sudden, he don't know how much it weighs. He don't know how much it's going to affect him. He knows how long he's going to have it on. He knows when he's going to put it on. They go through all that in pregame with big fights like this. And yet, Wilder is blaming the costume for the loss. Now, my whole problem with this is he started fading in rounds 4 and 5. Okay? The knockdowns occurred in 2 and 3, and then he got knocked down later on. I think it was in 5 or 6. And yet, look, when you lose gracefully. I don't care if you're the heavyweight champion of the world or not. You got your butt beat, and that's what it is. Wilder got smashed. Weren't nothing he could do. He weren't ready for Fury. I said that Fury was a better fighter. I said Fury was going to take it. And I said Wilder weren't going to go the distance. And I knew for a fact, because even when Fury started slowing down, even when Fury started getting his conditioning started getting slower and his punches started getting slower, the punches he was landing, his right hand tore Wilder up. And the problem is, with something like that, when you're in a boxing contest, okay, whether it's 10 rounds, whether it's 12 rounds, whether it's 15 rounds, which they don't do anymore, you know, I mean, because you're not Rocky Balboa, you got to understand, Tyson Fury dominated the entire fight, and there was nothing Wilder could do, and he got backed into a corner. And the thing was, Tyson said this: I'm going to come forward and I'm going to go after him. And that's exactly what happened. He did not back up. He continuously applied the pressure. He continuously beat on him. He continuously used his jab, worked his jab, moved around, and used his right hand. Okay? Fury is 6'9". You got to figure his reach is going to be there. And Wilder did not have an answer for it. First couple of rounds, he was strong. Through round 4, he did okay. Once round 5 hit, it was over. Actually, I knew it was over in round 3, and I thought he was going to go in 5 because he was already fading. And you could see he was on wobbly legs in 3 and 4 with less than, with less than a minute to go. Fury had him on the ropes, and weren't nothing he could do. And his corner was telling him, you got to move, you got to work your jab. And when a taller individual is pounding on you and hammering on you, you can't work your jab because you're going on the defensive trying to get away. We're live on letgoradio.net. We're live on Facebook Live. Glad everybody's with us today. Thank y'all for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I look at this and I'm so glad that Wilder got beat. I understand the tribute that he did for Black History Month. I think that was a great thing. I think that was a great tribute. Now, you run your mouth and you go on Twitter and you do all this stuff. I'm going to take him out. I'm telling you, Fury's got a big mouth too. Don't get me wrong, because both of them were doing it. But I'm telling you right now, when you stand in the middle of a ring and you beat a man, and I don't mean just a little bit, he beat him. Tyson Fury beat him like there weren't no tomorrow. And you know, it was his fight from round 1, to tell you the truth. But I'm trying to give Wilder a little bit of credit because he's a good fighter. That right there, and now all of a sudden, there's going to be a rematch, and this is going to happen sometime this summer. Tyson ain't got to do jack. Tyson doesn't have anything that he has to prove. Tyson doesn't have anything that he has to beat again. He dominated. In my opinion, Wilder took the fight too lightly and was not ready for Tyson Fury. You can train all you want, okay? You can put in all the work you want, but if you don't put in the right kind of work and use what you've got to your advantage, you knew how much that costume was going to weigh. You knew you had it the night before. Stop using excuses. Take your loss like a man. Grin and bear it. Ask him for a rematch. If he gives you one, he gives you one. If he doesn't, suck it up. This makes me mad, as a sportscaster watching this, because I'm looking, as good of a fighter as Deontay Wilder is, I know he's never lost. But see, here's the thing. Nobody always or never. Somebody is eventually gonna lose, except for Mayweather. Now, Mayweather, in my opinion, he had a couple of knockdowns that weren't recorded, and the whole, but Mayweather is just as cocky and has all this ability and everything like that. But in a sense like this, when you look at this fight and you say, okay, how can somebody blame this on a costume? Yes, I get the costume was 40 pounds, but you knew what the costume was going to be before the fight. You had the costume, you had the helmet. Stop blaming it on something else. Take your lumps. You lost. It's your fault. You weren't ready. You got beat. Deal with it. I said at the very beginning of this broadcast, I predicted the last time we talked about Wilder and Fury, because I said I was going to see the fight. I told everybody, get ready because Wilder's going to lose his title. I said, get ready because Fury's a better fighter. Fury's stronger. Fury's faster. Fury's got more talent. Sorry, Dante, but it is what it is, brother. You lost the fight because you got beat. Don't take an excuse. Lump it up. You lost. Learn from it. Go back and train. Get ready and fight him again. Now, here's the thing. Does Wilder accept the fight? Okay, I don't, excuse me, does Fury accept the fight? I don't think so. Because, again, Fury has nothing to prove. Fury has nothing to worry about. Fury showed everybody in that fight that he was better than Wilder. The audience reaction when Fury came out, both of them got roars, don't get me wrong, I get it. Both of them were great. Both of them fought hard. But when Fury came to that ring, when that announcer says, Tyson Fury, I mean, it was, you got the roar that came from behind him was amazing. In my opinion, again, Tyson Fury dominated that fight. Tyson Fury was amazing from round one. He was ready. He kept his legs under him because because Dante could not get in close. Okay, Fury used his reach. He used his ability to keep Dante right where he wanted him. And then when Fury made his way in close, Wilder could not take advantage because he was on wobbly legs, because Fury had rocked him with that right hand, the big cut over his eye. I mean, it was just a domination by Fury. I think I don't think it'll be as dominating if there is a rematch, because Wilder's going to learn from it. Wilder does learn well, and he does, come back well. But I don't think he's going to beat him. I don't think that Tyson Fury is going to be beat for a long time, and he's going to hold that title for a long time. And frankly, he deserves to hold that title for a long time. All right, I want to mention this story. This next story, I want to move over to football for a minute. And this is a football-related story, but I feel that the Browns are just wrapped up in the media pretty much everywhere. I want to – just when it seems that perhaps the Cleveland Browns have received every piece of bad news they could possibly get out of their system on their players, has popped up in a police report with nearly a comical of illegal product. According to police reports, Browns offensive lineman Greg Robinson was caught in possession of approximately 157 pounds of marijuana in his vehicle in El Paso, Texas on Wednesday. Allegedly 157 pounds. Okay. If you're wondering, 157 pounds a lot of marijuana? Yes, it is. 157 pounds is a lot of marijuana. For reference, if you're curious, let's see. The legit player in the NFL last season was Chicago Bears receiver Taylor Gabriel, officially listed at 168 pounds. An NFL wide receiver's weight worth of marijuana is a lot of marijuana. Now, let me stop right there. All right, you look at this right now, and I'm going to tell you, if you got – this is about to get funny for a minute, so bear with me. And I know we got a lot of people coming in and out. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate it. We're live on Let Go Radio, too. I'm riled up today, so y'all get ready. 157 pounds of marijuana. Are you kidding me? I weigh 219 pounds. Actually, I weigh 217. I lost 3. If you got 157 pounds, that is over half my weight. You don't have that much marijuana unless you're going to sell it or illegally distribute it. I know everybody's saying all marijuana is going to be legal and this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other, and everybody needs to smoke marijuana and it helps glaucoma and this, that, and the other, and I get it. Blah, blah, blah. Look, marijuana stinks. It's strong. Everybody can smell it. It gets on your clothes. And if you got 157 pounds of it in your car, you need to be stopped. Ain't nobody in this world need to be smoking 157 pounds of marijuana. Who in their right mind? Let alone smoking 1 pound, you gonna eat everything in your house? I'm trying to be somewhat unbiased here on this story, but I can't. 157 pounds of marijuana in your car in duffel bags. Look, they said Taylor Gabriel was 168 pounds. You got a wide receiver weight, less 10 pounds in your car. You have a wide receiver in your car made of marijuana, and you going look whether it's legal or illegal, guys. You got to use common sense. And I've said so many times, whether you're a player or whether you're a coach, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a fan, common sense applies here. Now, let's think about this. If you've got 157 pounds of marijuana in your car, you play for an NFL team making money that you make, why in the world, why would you jeopardize your career with 157 pounds of marijuana in your car? Look, the smell alone is going to make you high enough to eat everything in Texas. You're going to weigh 600 pounds. Then you can't get out of your car. Ain't going to be no fast food left in the restaurants because everybody going to be wanting to know who came and ate up all the food. Mr. Robinson, put the marijuana down. And dear Lord, get some help. If you got 157 pounds of marijuana in your car, something is wrong with you. If you don't make enough money playing football and you got to sell marijuana, and I'm telling you, look, drugs are drugs. I'm calling that what it is. I'm saying what it is. A drug is a drug. You can say it's non-habit forming. You can say it's not addictive. It is. It's got THC in it. I'm not going to go into all that because I'm not going to get political on this. If you smoke it, it can become addictive. It's not legal yet. Leave it alone. And being an NFL athlete, you know better. You got more common sense than that. Not to mention the money you paid for it to sell it. You know you're going to distribute it. And the prison time that he could get? Really? Now, see, now you got to face the consequences now because you were stupid enough to do it, making the money that you make on the Browns. You got the stuff, okay? You got caught with it, and now you're going to face and his friend was in the car with him. Here we go. The whole I didn't go into the whole story because they wrote the article and blah, blah, blah. I've seen so much stuff on this. His friend was in the car with him, and he didn't know. And all. Look, if you got 157 pounds of marijuana in your car, you know exactly what's going on. Don't tell nobody you don't know because the truth hurts. You got caught. Suck it up. Deal with it. You're going to go to prison for it. You should go to prison for it. You don't need 157 pounds of marijuana in your car. You're going to be too hungry and too sleepy to do anything. You don't know what's going on. You can't tell what's going on. You ain't going to be able to see. Your eyes going to be able to read. Can't drive nowhere. Can't even do a radio show because you're thinking about 157 pounds. When you eat, you're still thinking about eating because you got so much marijuana in your car. And don't tell me you ain't going to sell it. Then you're going to get everybody else hungry. Ain't going to be no food left. Everybody going to be hungry in the state of Texas. Lord have mercy. Stop doing stupid stuff. Get your head right. Get some help. Go to prison. Suffer for what you did. If you don't do if you can't do the time, Don't do the crime. Plain and simple. All right, 20 minutes. That's what it was. That's the sports stories I got. I do want to go over one quick thing. There is a quarterback that I want to talk about from, I believe it's Oklahoma, Tua, the quarterback that hurt his hip. He is expected to be released March 9th. This young man is a talent. He's going to probably be drafted as the second highest quarterback in the draft under I think it's Bowler is the top. Let me make sure I got that right. I'm sorry, Joe Burrow. I've watched both of these quarterbacks. I like them both. Here's the thing. I do want to mention something on with social media here, and I want to get this out because if I don't get this out right now, I need to say it. You got to be careful with social media, and here's why. I've noticed a lot of times social media will take something a player said and they will turn it around. You cannot do that. You cannot. When I heard the interview that Joe said about I will not play for the for the Cincinnati Bengals, here's the deal. All right. He's going to play where he's drafted, and he has basically said that, okay? And any player, with the exception of Eli Manning, everybody has a right to their opinion. I'm not going to play on a team. I don't want to play for a team that's horrible. And to be honest, a player should have the right to say where he or she wants to go. And I find it hard to sit here and say, okay, what in the world are we doing? Can we not express our opinion without somebody getting offended now? If somebody says, I don't want to play for Cleveland, I don't want to play for New York, I don't want to play for Cincinnati, is that wrong? No, because I don't think he's, is he going to fit for them? When the organization meets with him, if he says, I don't want to play for you guys, I'm sorry, they're going to pass him up. Somebody's going to draft this kid. I mean, if he wants to play for him, great. If he doesn't, great. That's his decision. He's the one that's coming in the draft. But now, Tua, I think this young man is fast. He's got a rifle for an arm. He is accurate, and he is hungry. I watched an interview on him, and I was absolutely just enthralled about how the interview went. He talked about, and here's the same thing. He talked about being a Cowboy fan. He talked about, growing up as a Cowboy fan. He loves the Cowboys. He said right off the bat, I'm not saying I won't play for another team. My words got twisted around. I'm saying I am a Cowboy fan. I have I have two dogs named Dallas and Star. I'm a Cowboy fan. I always have been. See, here's the thing. Just because a fan is a fan of a team, everybody is a fan of a team. If I had the opportunity to coach, that doesn't mean I'm only going to coach the Redskins. Would I love to? Yes. But if I have the opportunity to coach anywhere, I'm going to take that opportunity. And social media, like I said, has turned words around, and you really can't do that. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's hard for anybody to say anything now because words are being held on to, and really freedom of speech doesn't exist anymore because everybody is waiting until you say the wrong thing, and then they pounce on you like you're the world's worst person. Both quarterbacks handled the interviews professionally. They're going to go where they're drafted, and I think they're going to play where they're drafted. But everybody has a heart and an opinion of what they want to do and what they believe, and I think that they should. I think that it should be, a player should have the right to say where they want to go and where they want to be. And it's hard in life, enough as it is when a player is asked a question, he answers it honestly and words get turned around. All right, last thing I'm going to cover, and then I want to get to my CP issue that I want to talk about today. Tom Brady, where is he going to go? Is he going to go anywhere? Now, here's the thing. The Dallas Cowboys have not re-signed a contract for Dak Prescott yet. And here's the thing. I don't know if they're going to. I talked to my brother last night. I don't know if they're going to pay him all that money. That's a lot of money to be paying him. And the word has it is that Tom Brady may go to the Dallas Cowboys because they don't want to pay Dak Prescott all that money. And Jerry Jones wants to see a Super Bowl. And here's the thing that I ask. This whole situation, this whole issue, Tom Brady has been with the Patriots for so long, has been with with New England and the scheme and the fit of the defense and the offense for so long. How will he adapt going to another team if he goes to another team? Will Phillip Rivers go to the Patriots? Because Phillip Rivers is a good quarterback and he wants a Super Bowl and he knows the Chargers just aren't going to get it done. They're done with him. He's already going to free agency. They've already said that. So is he going to go to New England? Is Belichick looking to say, look, I can win without Brady. I want to prove it. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. I think Belichick's coaching scheme can do it. I think he can win without Brady. I think he has the ability to do so. And I think that it's going to happen. Now, will it happen this year? I don't think so. But I do believe that Belichick can put the scheme in place that works to get him to the Super Bowl, and it will be Belichick that says, look, I can do this, and I want to see Brady succeed on another team. I would like to see Brady succeed and show that he is the greatest quarterback of all time and continue to show that he can succeed on another team with another scheme and a whole other defense. Because here's the thing. With wide receivers and with people not hurt, Brady would have went to the Super Bowl again and the Patriots would have won the Super Bowl again. And I don't deny that. Look, San Francisco fought hard. Kansas City, congratulations. You got the Super Bowl, no big deal. Patrick Mahomes is all great now until he gets hurt from running, which is going to happen this year. I know this stuff. I see it off and on, and you see it all game long. Yes, he had a Super Bowl. Great job, Andy Reid. Kansas City gets Super Bowl 50 years, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Okay. Kansas City got the Super Bowl. Happy for you. All right. So does Tom Brady succeed? Yes, I think he succeeds. Does Bill Belichick succeed? Yes. If he gets Phillip Rivers or he gets somebody that can do their job and fit in the Patriots scheme, he's going to put him in there. He's not going to put somebody in there that doesn't fit, and he shouldn't. That's where you got to remember, Belichick is smart, and he knows how to make a decision. If it doesn't work, he's not going to put you in there, and he's not going to pay big bukus of money for 5 or 6 years and hurt his team. He'll sign you for a year, and I think he should. And I think Phillip Rivers will do well with the Patriots. I honestly think that Tom Brady, I really don't know where Tom Brady's going to go. It makes sense that he may go to the Cowboys, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I know Tampa's in need of a quarterback. I know Cincinnati's in need of a quarterback, but they're going to pick it up in the draft. I honestly wouldn't mind, Minnesota or somebody like that getting Brady. Really, I don't think that's going to happen, but to put it there, a lot of things can happen in the draft. We've got the combine coming up, so there's a lot of things there. All right, so those are the sports stories I want to cover. Those are the things I want to talk about. I promised I'd give you guys 30 minutes on that, and I wanted to go ahead and do it. All right, the CP issue I want to talk to, or the topic. I keep saying issue. Emily is going to be back next week. Let me let y'all know that she wasn't. She didn't want to do the show today. She has to rest a little bit. She's not feeling well, so want to wish my wife the best and hope she gets better soon. I love her to death. So Emily is going to be back next week. What we're going to talk about today is cerebral palsy awareness, and we're going to talk about hidden talent. Now, this is something that I wanted to do for a long time because there are some amazing, amazing, amazing people with cerebral palsy in this world. And they are classified and they are looked upon as people that are just here, taking up space. I believe, and I've said this 100 times, that my cerebral palsy is a blessing, because my goal in doing a show like this, my goal in a show like this is to reach people that have never dealt and don't know about CP, and people that have disabilities and think they can't do anything, that they're not able to do anything because of the disability they have. The problem with that way of thinking and cerebral palsy itself, when you believe what you are told, that can have a positive effect or it can have a negative effect. And I think the issue on that, not allowing yourself to believe and be the person that you want to be. A classic example, you look at Taylor Harris, and I mentioned Taylor a lot. Taylor has, some trouble speaking, okay? And, again, muscle control with CP, the mouth is a muscle, the tongue is a muscle. And it takes Taylor time to get her phrases out. Sherry is another one. Sherry is a amazing individual. She works she works with people with CP. I know she is with our roundtable. She's works in I believe social services, and she works in several in a very special department there. And to be able to do the things that they do, to see Taylor walk across the floor and work so hard with her therapy and to go through life wanting to walk. When I say hidden talent, every person with CP has a marvelous talent, and you have to find it. Whether they can speak or not, whether they have speech impediment issues, whether they have mental issues, whether they have physical issues, whether they have all three. I'm going to talk about something in this show that not a lot of people realize, and it's finding your talent. Sometimes it takes a lifetime to find it. Sometimes you're not lucky enough to see what God has blessed you with until it's too late. So many people spend time saying, I can't do something, or I won't do something because I'm not able to. Taylor Harris doesn't do that. Nikki Tony doesn't do that. Sherry doesn't do that. Edwina Wilson doesn't do that. They are people that know that cerebral palsy is powerful. And it is. Not in the disability standpoint, but even in the disability standpoint, because I have learned not to look at cerebral palsy as a disability, but as an acceptance and a blessing. And this is hard to do for some people because it seems like the world is here, and we as CP, we as people with CP are here. Let me explain something. That's not true. People with CP can run this country, can be on Congress, can operate machinery, can operate businesses, can do everything that quote unquote normal people can do, and oftentimes do it better. Now, I'm not trying to disgrace anybody or make anybody feel a certain way, but we have got to stop looking at cerebral palsy as a disability. Because I'm going to explain to you why. When you see people like Taylor and like Nikki and like Sherry and like DJ Adams and like Edwina Wilson and like Kelly, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Kelly in this episode of the Sports Minion Radio Show, because I want to explain to you what I'm talking about when I say hidden talent. My wife is an artist. Now, my wife has spina bifida. She does not have cerebral palsy, but she is an artist, and she paints some of the most beautiful pictures you have ever seen. And I'm going to have her on this show again to where she's going to show some of her paintings. And we're going to talk about what painting does for her, how it relieves stress, how it makes her feel, how she's able to paint for people, and what inspires her to paint. See, the thing about Taylor, going back to Taylor is an inspiration by herself because she wants to succeed in her walking. Now you've got to think about you've got to think about something in a sense of I'm actually inviting Taylor to the broadcast right now, and I'm inviting Miss Wilson as well. The thing about cerebral palsy is you can't look at, I mean, a lot of people do. You can't look at cerebral palsy just as cerebral palsy. You cannot go through life saying, I have cerebral palsy and I can't succeed. If you do this, if you continue to show, to show all this, you're going to find yourself failing before you're going to find yourself failing before you ever get a chance to succeed, because you don't want to sit there and say, I can't, before you get the chance to say that you can. And the issue with this, the whole issue with this whole thing, Taylor decided that she wanted to walk. Okay, and nothing is going to stop her. Nothing is going to stop this woman from doing what she wants to do. Because she is an amazing person, because she is a beautiful person on the inside and the out, because she believes in herself and she knows what God has planned for her, because she has the unit of family to stick by her and say, look, this is what I'm going to do. Taylor will walk, and she's already doing it. Okay? Now, Nikki's a little bit different. Nikki, to me, is one of the greatest pick-me-ups this world has ever had. Because I can be, talking about football, I can be talking about basketball, I can be talking about CP, I can be talking about the sky outside, and as blue as the sky may be. And Nikki is inspirational and loving and caring and always has something inspirational to say to every person she meets. I've never met a person like that almost, to me, always stays inspirational. Because, guys, I got to be honest, I've been told that I'm an inspiration for people, but sometimes I'm just not feeling it. Sometimes I'm like, what in the world are y'all talking about? I ain't no inspiration to nobody. I'm just talking and trying to get my message out. If my message affects people, great. If my message reaches people, great. But here's the difference. These two women have impacted me to a point I can't even put it into words. Because they, when I met them, when I was able to meet them and when I was able to spend time with them, and you listen to them speak, their words are valuable. And it's not just about cerebral palsy. It's, yes, we have cerebral palsy, but what are we going to do about it? Now, see, this is what hidden talent to me is about. Hidden talent is not about playing hopscotch or martial arts or, being something that you're not. Hidden talent is taking what you've got, doing the best you can with it, and believing in yourself and applying what you know with what you've got. Now let me take it one step further. Working with Edwina Wilson and Corey Wilson and Kelly Wilson is amazing. Because I have said this before. These people gave me an opportunity. And I would not be where I am today without Edwina Wilson, Corey Wilson, and Kelly Wilson. I said I was going to talk about Kelly in this show, and I'm going to. I want to talk about hidden talent for a minute. For those of you that have been around Kelly, and as more people come in, and again, we're live on Let Go Radio, so if you guys want to call in, you sure can. I want to tell you, Kelly, to me, is one of the biggest inspirations in this world has to offer. And all she does, or all she has to do to be an inspiration, is smile. You know, Kelly's journey, she can talk and can communicate, but she has to communicate a little bit different because sometimes she talks a little fast and Mama may have to interpret what she says. I've never had that problem where I couldn't understand her. But there are times that she does go a little bit. But Kelly has feelings and thoughts and anger and happiness and all this emotion that she's able to bring out to the world. But Edwina Wilson is able to be that outlet for her, with her being on Facebook Live, with her being part of Kelly's Choice, with her being part of the Cerebral Palsy Conference, and all of this. Because I used to question, and I used to say, why in the world does this woman put Kelly on Facebook so much? And then when I got involved with Kelly's Choice and got involved with what Edwina was doing and understood her vision and understood what she wanted to do and why, a journey that people know about. A lot of times the simple problems of CP, people don't see. People want to see the big stuff. But you know, the bad part about it with cerebral palsy, when you have trouble with communication and you're having a bad day, sometimes you just want to vent. And what inspires me, there was a couple of stories where I believe Kelly was in day support and her drink got taken by an individual or her food got taken by an individual. And I'm going to say this, Kelly handled it. It took her a while and she got to that point. But when Kelly got to that point, she said, I ain't going to take it no more. And she handled it. And she told her mom, I handled it. I did what I had to do. So-and-so took my food. I ain't going to take it no more. When it's cold outside, what does Kelly say? Lord, have mercy, it's cold out here. Here's the thing. What does all this have to do with hidden talent? Every person that has CP has goals, thoughts, and things that they want to do. Whether you're Kelly, whether you're Edwina, whether you have an organization dealing with CP, whether you are trying to get a message across, you cannot sit on the stump all day long and not push through. Because hidden talent remains hidden until you use it. I've been in martial arts for 10 years, going on 11 years now. I do too, Nikki. I love her too. She's a great inspiration for people. But it's not just, it is Kelly, but it's the whole thought of what Kelly's Choice is about as a hidden talent. And there's so many talents out there that people say, oh, I can't find a use for this. Hidden talent is hidden because a lot of people, again, don't use it the way they should, in a sense of realizing that there is a talent somewhere for you or the people that you're around. And if you think about it, if you give what you've got and you take time and you get out there and you talk to people one of the biggest things that we can do for cerebral palsy as a hidden talent, and Nikki knows this, Taylor knows this, Edwina knows this, Corey knows this, I know this, DJ knows this, Sherry knows this. You look at life, talking and word of mouth is one of the greatest talents to have, but doing it in the right way, not putting people down because they have cerebral palsy. So I said Kelly's hidden talent. I'm going to tell you what Kelly's hidden talent is: brightening up everyone's day. I could be in the worst mood, and when Edwina calls me, or Kelly calls to talk to me, or somebody calls to ask a question in regards to Kelly, and all she has to do is say, "Hey, DJ, how are you?" or "What's going on?" And immediately my mood changes. Miss Winnie can call me, and I can, Lord have mercy, I can't figure this out. And instantaneously, when we start talking, when we get to jabbering together, she laughs. Miss Winnie's laugh is the loudest, cackliest, most joyous sound. It just does something to people and for people. And there are so many hidden talents. Corey Wilson is the same way. Man, you would be surprised at the technological ability of that man. And it's not just that. It's what they use it for. Every goal that they have, every hidden talent that they have, they use in a positive manner towards cerebral palsy to get cerebral palsy well known and back on the map. And that's why an event like the Cerebral Palsy Conference coming up March 24th is powerful, because it's going to reach people. And I'm telling y'all now, if you haven't come to an event like this and you're wondering about it, stop wondering and start being part of it and join an organization like this. Go to kellyschoiceinc.org, contact Edwina Wilson and say, "Listen, I'd like to be part of your show. Have y'all seen this woman's show on Sunday? Good God Almighty. Go check this woman out. The people that she has." I've been on it. Taylor's been on it. Kelly's been on it. Nikki's been on it. DJ Adams has been on it. Lord, she's had people from all over the country on this show. And what she does is she features them. She features them in a way to highlight their heart, and they reach other people in a way that's never done before, because people are so worried about catching CP that, you know what? You can't catch it, but you can be part of it and understand what it's about. You know, having a disability, they put disabled in the word, but if you look, this means not. And if you show me something that I can't do, or you say, "Oh, you can't play hopscotch," watch me. You can't bungee jump, watch me. Look, I want to show hidden talent. Whether it's singing, whether it's writing. Oh my God, Alexis. Oh my Lord. Alexis. Woo. Jesus, Lord, let me tell you. This woman has some of the most beautiful poetry in the world. I cannot tell you enough how to be able to hear Alexis's poetry. It is the most beautiful, and it's rhythmic. You know, to sit here and say, okay, you know, the first poem I ever heard was at the Cerebral Palsy Conference last year. And when I heard her, I was nearly brought to tears. There was a poem about her mom, And I know Alexis's mom very well. I talked to her. She is a sweetheart. To hear the words that she expressed. I've written poetry since I was about 8 years old, but I've never really shared it live before. I've never, I've done a couple on Facebook, but never on the radio or anything like that. But when I heard her, I was drawn to Alexis, and we've been talking ever since. Christian, another fantastic individual that doesn't talk loud like I do or doesn't get fired up like I do, but his message is so real and so heart-grabbing that you can't not listen to him. Christian delivers so powerfully that he can stop a room. But stopping the room is not the problem. Keeping their attention is. And Christian is able to do that. When I do public speaking, my goal with the time that I have is to reach somebody on the highest possible level, to make them feel as great as they can feel, and then they want to do something where they didn't want to do anything before, and they thought about it, and they tried, and they said, I can't. They fought with it, and then they hear something like Christian speak, or to hear Kelly speak, or to hear Taylor speak, or to hear Miss Edwina tell about Kelly's choice, and then they realize, you know what, maybe I can do something. So if you want to find out about cerebral palsy, March is Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month, guys. Make sure that you go out and you search it. Look on the internet. But you know what? You want to find a person that has cerebral palsy, talk to them and let them talk to you about it. Don't just assume that you know everything because you read it. Because just because you read it doesn't mean that it's true. When you hear it out of the mouth of someone that has cerebral palsy or has a disability, learn from them and learn that they're not so different from you. They just do this in a different way. Guys, I want to let you know that you can reach me on the Sports Minion Radio Show through email at www.yahoo.com. It is the Sports Minion Radio Show at yahoo.com. You can reach me on YouTube at the Sports Minion Radio Show. You can reach me on Twitter, the Sports Minion Radio Show at Minion Sports. You can also reach me on the Sports Minion like page for Facebook, www.facebook.com / the Sports Minion Radio Show. Guys, I'm on the radio, www.letgoradio.net. Every Wednesday from 2 to 3, I'm on Facebook Live. I want to thank, and I want to take a minute at the end of this show, I want to thank all of the viewers who have made my past 2 shows with Emily so viewed. We have over 963 views on our first show with CP Relationships and Dating. We have over almost 600 with the CP and Dating Part 2. Emily will be back on the show next week. I'm going to have my brother on the show again. I'm going to have a very special guest. One of the people that goes to karate with me is going to be on the show. We're going to title that What They See, and it's something that is going to be really special. We're going to have Andrew on the show one of these days. That's going to come. My buddy Steve's going to be on the show, hopefully. So I've got a lot of guests in line. If you guys want to call me or want to be part of the show, please private message me and ask, because I will be glad to have you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will be live next week, next Wednesday from 2 to 3 on the Sports Minion Radio Show. Guys, get ready for that Cerebral Palsy Conference. It's coming up March 24th. Please mark it on your calendar. 9 to 5 event all day long. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great thing. Please clear your calendars for that and come to learn about one of the things in this world that needs to be learned about, which is CP. Thank you guys so much.